You've probably seen a disclaimer at the end of an estate planning video and wondered what it actually means for you. Let's talk about that because I think it's more useful than most people assume. Hi, I'm Rebecca Bell from RB Legal. Today we're covering what those disclaimers are really telling you and when it's time to move from general information to an actual plan. The important thing to understand is this. A disclaimer is a reminder that what you're watching applies broadly. It isn't built around your family, your property, or your situation. Think of it as the beginning of a conversation rather than the end of one. And a big reason for that is state law. Estate planning rules differ quite a bit from state to state. Here in Minnesota, we have our own estate tax with an exemption well below the federal level. We use a healthcare directive, while other states use different documents entirely. Our intestacy rules have their own particulars. So something that worked beautifully for your sister in another state may not translate here at all. Laws also change over time. An article you read a few years ago may no longer reflect where things stand today. A disclaimer is a gentle nudge to confirm before you rely on it. Now, I want to be clear about something. A disclaimer doesn't mean the information is wrong. General education is genuinely valuable. I'd much rather you come in already understanding what a trust does. It simply can't account for your health, your blended family, your business, or your goals the way a real conversation can. So, how do you know when it's time to move past the general information? Here's something I see a lot. If you own property in more than one state, if you have a blended family, if there's a family business or a cabin that's been passed down, or if it's simply been years since anyone looked at your documents, that's your sign. This is where planning matters. Those are exactly the situations where the general rule and your actual situation start to diverge. Disclaimers aren't there to scare you off. They're there to remind you that real planning is personal. At RB Legal, our approach has always been listen first, solve second, care always. And that starts with an actual conversation about your life, not a general rule. If you'd like help turning general information into a plan that fits you, we'd be delighted to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye for now.